I've been around this number of years. I've already hit 80 years of age. So I've seen the changes, and I'm so delighted with the lot that the Inspector General of Police are able to do within a very short time. Sir, keep the flag flying. We're delighted with what we're doing. Keep it on. In spite of whatever shortcomings, whatever problems are there, you recall when you took over the mantle of leadership of the Nigerian Police Force. I shared the privilege to drop by in your office, your esteemed office. And you gave me that privilege. And I said one word to you. I said, sir, the time is right for you to prove the proficiency of the police. That was all I said to you. And I'm delighted you remember that. And you have kept the flag flying. We're also appreciative of the fact that you've done so much within a very short time. And let me get back quickly to the incident. We're talking about the community policing. As far as I'm concerned, the concept may not necessarily be absolutely new. We had what was then the Special Constabulary, which served almost the same purpose, but with a slight difference. The easy thing now is that get to the community. Get to the community. Whatever way and round you go, the thing is get the community involved. And that's the only way you can be able to build that confidence which is desirable for the police to be more effective. We had the Social Constabulary before. Of course, that worked on beautifully, but died a natural death, so to say, in the year 1983 for so many reasons. But nevertheless, the instinct is this. Whatever way you look at the community policing, as there have been attempts, you have the Mamateko, you have that of the Southeast in the making, which is coming up, but all aim up with the community participating in policing itself. That's the only way to be able to build up the confidence that we deserve for even the border police to work effectively. I am delighted that for the first time I am hearing some distinguished Nigerians say about the shortcomings and the problems of the Nigerian police force. I started writing a poem a few months ago, and I realized that poem will land me into trouble. And the poem was very simple. Gone are the days when every aspect of the police service had some human face attached to it. One report, when you are going to a scene of accident, you have a very dark petrol, you had a homicide. In that homicide was biscuits, was water. All these were meant to serve as to alleviate those who were involved in an accident. Where are those things? Where is that human face? That every service, every aspect of the police service has. You recall those of you who are old, that the highway patrol that we know wasn't just with a single vehicle. The highway patrol has some service, some nuances attached, where you find a recovery truck, a recovery landlord, a landlord that can cut every piece of vehicle in bits and pieces in less than 10 minutes to take the victims out. Where are all those? The human face that every aspect of police service was attached to each other. I'm glad all of us have agreed here today that there is need for us to look into the problem and the shortcomings. Gone are the days when the barracks were the most beautiful places in Nigeria. Look at the barracks today. Some of us weep. We actually weep. It's not the same. Where the instructors live, it's not the same. Like those damn people all the days. Gone are the days when you find a police officer came out and walked tall. A policeman, because of the service condition that he had, made him to keep his hands clean. It's not today. It is not today. Honestly, we look at the present personnel of the Nigerian police force and we bow our hearts. We say, thank you very much for doing a very wonderful job, and yet with very little remuneration. Than at days when the police will probably look at themselves and say, what do we look forward to? There is a lot we can look forward to. Sir, the Inspector General, you started to not prepare. We will now go ahead and see what we can do. Provided all the promises that are made here today come to pass. Provided all the promises that are made here today come to pass. I'm so delighted by the remuneration movement they are looking to that and they will soon get us to know. We want to know something. We want to know as soon as possible before the Inspector General of Police will take off so that at least this will be marked as part of the process. Thank you, sir, for the honor given me. I appreciate. To improve at any given time, I will look forward. But please remember, as far as the community policing is concerned, is whether it has several interpretations and the rest of it. The axis, the anchor is the community. That will bring about some building of absolute confidence between the community and the local police relation. Once we can get that stuff, much of the service will get back to what before. Those damn good old days. When thieves were no longer, were not just there at all. And things were just confined as they ought to be. Sir, thank you very much once again for everybody there. I'm sure you have found what the bulk of the people, the other people like us, are saying here today. And you will take the word back to the president.
I am retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zachary Mahelbe Andi.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Sir, looking at the country, looking at the security situation, the time you serve and now, what can you say about our security now?
Yes, there is some difference. There's no doubt about that. At the mature time I was serving, there was less wave of crime, so to say. But this is because there's so many reasons for it. One of the reasons is simply for the fact that the law enforcement agency, which is the Nigeria Police Force, was well equipped to do what they were expected to do at that mature time. And every service that the Nigeria Police Force provided or were meant to provide had a human face. Now, having said that, crime wasn't worshipped as it is being worshipped now. You see, there's a big difference. There was that touch of humility more than it is now. Take, for instance, there is so much about what is happening now, where you find the scheme of things have completely been ignored, even for those who have the privilege to serve. You knew that at a certain stage of enlistment, in your job or your chosen profession, at a certain period, you will make this rank. You will make that condition. You will be better off by an increment and the rest of it. Now it's slightly different. But that's, by the way, the level of criminality as a whole has increased because of the strong desire for money. It's money all along. Incidentally, I served at the National Assembly for 4 years. So you can say I'm an honorable member because I was in the House of Representatives from 2003, 1999 to 2023. We're not getting that sort of allowance that we understand, or we're made to understand that they're now getting. The members are now getting. And some of us were instrumental to it, to say no way. None of us was going to have that type of huge sums of money to himself.
Sir, looking at what is going on now, it's observed that a lot of young ones who are expected to take over from elderly ones like you are now into cultism and leading to killings. What do you think security should do about that?
It's quite simple. You see, one, the need for parents to do the needful, which is to bring up the children and not just to leave it to the schools. And then two, those who are involved with cultism is because of they are being told of the big thing that there would be. You find much of the crime, much of the big thing about cultism ends up with, you will be this if you do this, if you get involved with this, if you kill, if you slaughter a human being, if you do that. All that is at the end of wanting to play big or wanting to be big without necessarily working to become big, without necessarily having to tilt the soil in order to become big. That's just where the whole problem is. You find people go into cultism. The basic reason is they want to be bigger than what they are supposed to be. They want to be others purely go into it for wanting to be like their peers without knowing exactly the problems that are with it. So it's rather unusual. It's not what we experienced during our own time. Yes, we would like the younger ones to take over from us, but let it be on the clean slate. A clean slate in the way that you will find they are prepared to discharge the responsibilities expected of them at any given time. Then they are prepared to take over from the
What should we do now to stop what is on now?
very basic. As I've said, get back to the parents having to share full responsibility for the upbringing of the children. Don't just leave it to the schools. Two, let the parents be aware that they don't have to grow big overnight. Step by step, we take them there. As long as you have this rich, quick syndrome, then of course you are going to see in practical terms the criminality that will come along with it. So let it be a gradual thing. Let people be involved with working for the wealth they want to acquire, they want for their future. Let people be aware that they need to work very hard to be able to get to the top. Most of us worked very hard. We didn't just get to the top because we had to get to the top. And all that is required is a lot of patience, a lot of work. Being careful not to get to where you want to get overnight.
Sir, do you think community policing will help you? Will help us?
Oh yes, oh certainly, yes. I'll be one of the disciples of the community policing. You see, again, we're getting back to where we're saying, let the community be part and parcel of what is happening within thy respective local communities. In other words, it is the same communities that know who is who. And once you can get that, they know the miscreants amongst them. Most of the miscreants don't live in the barracks. They don't live in isolation. They live with the local communities. So this is where the community policing is going to assist, where you will find they get to know the pattern of behavior of each of the member of the community. They know them, and then they will be in a position to be able to assist the police and with due enforcement of the law, with prevention of crime, and with detection of crime. If it takes 20 years now to be able to find one fraudster, it might take less than that, far less than that, to be able to detect a fraudster. In other words, the involvement of the local communities would in no small measure go to make the local police formation more effective. And that's what we want in attempts to deliberately prevent crime, reduce the rate of crime, reduce the wave of crime, and do away with this heinous crime mongers.
Thank you so much for your time. Your name?
Zachary Mahelbe, and the retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, and I also served at the National Assembly for a period of 4 years before I rejected or pulled out.
Thank you, Honorable, for your time. Thank you so much.